Ask for it. Ladies and gentlemen, a big part of success is just asking for it. You know, we may have all of these big hopes and dreams and goals and visions, but if we never ask for it, we're never going to achieve it. But here's the secret. Here's the secret, right? There is no downside to asking for anything in life, to asking for success. There's only upside to it. It can only make things better. If you ask for it and nothing happens, then nothing happens. You're still on the same plane. But if you ask and you do get the response that you were looking for from the creator, right? From other people, guess what? You graduated to the next level. Congratulations. Cap and gown is in the closet. Don't forget to wear it on the way to graduation. Ba, 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 ba. You know, pomp and, it's not pomp and circumstance, but you know what it is. You know what I mean. But the reason asking for it works and asking for success and asking for things in life, why it's so crucial, in my opinion, is because it leaves you open to rejection. You have to ask for success. You have to leave yourself vulnerable and open to rejection to unblock that and to get to the next step in life. You have to leave yourself open to the possibility of rejection. It's like if you want to go on a date with the girl, with the 10, with the dime piece, only way it's going to happen is if you ask. She gets how many guys hitting them up? Same with girls. You can ask dudes out. It's the same thing. You can still do that. My girl was going to ask me out, apparently. That's what she says. But you know what? I asked her first. Why? Because I wanted to. And it worked out. But it's the same thing. It's like, you know, with dating, you have to put yourself out there, right? But if you get like rejected in dating, it's not really, nothing's changed. You're not worse. You're just not with someone that you thought, you know, you're like, oh, maybe I wanted this. But that's the universe telling you and helping you out and saying, not right now. This isn't the person for you. But it's the same with life. And here's the funny thing is, usually when you ask for something, usually from what I found, when you ask for something, you're gonna get a response. You may not like the response or the answer, but you're gonna get it. Sometimes it's a no. Usually it's never a no. Usually it's a not right now. Almost 100% of the time it's a not right now. But if you don't ask, you know, then you're not going to even know. You're not going to know. And why am I even saying this today? Is because it's something I need to do better at. You know, I still need to do better at this. I still need to be putting myself out there more. Right? One of my best friends, I think I've learned this lesson of asking for things and asking for success and not feeling bad at all doing it. It's from one of my best friends, Rishi Mathur. He's also a comedian in New York. And we met doing open mics, you know, long time ago, before I had gray on my beard right here. You know, we met and we were doing open mics. And I loved, you know, what attracted me to him was his energy. Pause. And one thing that I really love and respect about Rishi is he's never afraid to speak his mind, and he's never afraid to be himself, and he's never afraid to ask for things. And example, like a year, 2 years in the comedy, it's not very long when you're doing this. That's kind of like you're 1 year old or 2 years old in doing things. So we're not very good. Rishi would tell you he's the greatest comedian in the world. But we're working on our acts and getting together. And he saw that like Russell Peters was in town. If you know Russell Peters, you know how big he is. If you don't, he's like one of the biggest, Canadian, Indian comedians in the world. Like, he had the first special ever on Netflix, the first comedy special. They courted him. They really wanted him that bad. So that's a good example. It's like, he really makes quite a bit of money, and he's well known for his act. And Rishi saw that he was in town. Rishi saw that he was in Jersey and doing a theater in Jersey. And he goes, I'm going to ask him, see if I can come see him and meet him backstage. He didn't just ask to go to the show. He DM'd Russell on Instagram. He goes, hey, Russell, I'm also an Indian comedian. I want to meet you. I've always looked up to you. I love this special by you. Can I meet you? And Russell goes, sure. Come on backstage. Before the show, after the show. And at that time, I was dumbfounded. I go, why would this guy get back to you? But why wouldn't he? A fellow comedian, fellow Indian comedian, he sees someone new who is inspired by him. And he goes, yeah, I remember when I was in that position. I remember once when I was a wee lad doing open mics. And this person went out of their way to tell me how much they like me and that they want to meet me, right? And they're working. They're working on their craft. Most people, I think they get it. And I don't think there's a lot of people who do what Rishi does, right? And actually reaches out to people that, they're looking for like a mentor or someone. Honestly, you could reach out to, Jeff Bezos. Or like, I remember, I think Bill Gates sent emails or letters to people, and then they sent him parts back to make stuff. And you're just putting yourself out there in any way possible. Again, Rishi reached out to Russell. The worst he could do is ignore the message, not see it. Maybe he doesn't see it, But by doing that, he got to meet him backstage. I came along. He actually was like, my friend Steven wants to come. He's also a comedian. He's like, yeah, come along. We met, if you're from New York, you might know DITC. It's Digging in the Crates crew. There's some rappers from the 90s. Russell also is like a DJ. He loves hip hop and rap. So Lord Finesse was there. Pharoah Monch was there. So we got to meet all these rappers also that are amazing from the 90s, and talk to them too. That was a really interesting, funny experience. And they wanted us to come out afterwards. So it was very interesting. We got to see Russell. We got to see his show and meet him. And he's a very nice guy, very generous guy. And it's all because Rishi asked, And he's done this with Ronnie Chang, another huge comedian now. Back in the day, not back in the day, but he was doing pretty well when he moved to the States, but he's really big now. He's a movie star. And even, Theo Von. People love Theo now. 7 years ago, I know he was still pushing and he was trying to make a name for himself, but Rishi loved him and he reached out to him. There's no downside to asking for what you want in life. There's no downside to asking for success. In fact, it makes you more successful. You're putting yourself out there. You know how few people put themselves out there? Almost none of us do. Ask for success and you will get it. You will, I promise. Just do yourself the favor. Please do yourself the favor and just ask for it. Just ask for success.